Hello, I'm Shailendra, and you're watching the third episode of SAP Analytics Cloud Leadership Series, simulcasted live on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook today. As Global Vice President for SAP Analytics Cloud Product Management, Mohamed Abdel Hadi is responsible for the entire cloud and on-premise business intelligence and advanced analytics product management portfolio. Mo, as we call him, has been with SAP for over 13 years with focus on analytics and data warehousing throughout his career. Mo provides strong technical, market, and customer-oriented vision for new products and technology-driven projects to SAP. As a leader of a global organization, his focus is to deliver best-in-class analytics products to customers and strengthen SAP's position in the converging markets for analytics. Living in Frankfurt, Mo likes to spend his spare time traveling to exciting countries, challenging friends in table tennis, and spending time with them. So, without any further ado, I would like to welcome Mohamed Abdel Hadi, Head of Product Management, SAP HANA and Analytics Cloud, joining us from Germany.
Hey, Shaili, hey.
Hi, Mo, how are you?
I'm fine now, thank you. I hope you also.
Very good, Mo. So, let's start from the start.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about yourself. Where are you from? We know you're from Germany. Where are you from originally? Your career journey and a fun fact about yourself.
Yeah, I'm born in Germany, and my background, my parents coming from Lebanon, Palestine, and grew up in Germany and studied business informatics, and then in the very early stage in my career, I joined SAP as a consultant. Yeah, so my projects was in all over the world regarding business intelligence and BW. Data warehousing in general, but also a lot of projects in business objects and analytics space. And this was a very exciting time. After I joined SAP, of course, we're traveling around, you see a lot of countries, you get a lot of experience, but also you see what customers need, what are the challenges, what are the requirements. And after several years, I decided to join the product management where I met also Gerrit Katzmeier, our head of analytics and HANA, where he has a vision to build really great products. And I wanted to be part of this journey. So that was very exciting for me to join the product management approximately 1.5 years ago. And yeah, and still I really like it, and I really like to influence the product and talk to customers and partners.
Perfect. So today we're going to talk about Data Warehouse Cloud. So give us a bit of an idea, what is Data Warehouse Cloud? And I've heard about Data Warehouse, I've heard about Cloud. Putting them in the same place, how does it work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So historically, we offered already data warehouse solutions on premise, right? So we have our SAP BW, yeah, the newest version BW for HANA. And we have, of course, also a HANA native scenario, HANA data warehousing for customers. They don't have so much, for example, SAP footprint or wanted to use more a SQL data warehouse instead of BW data warehouse. So we had the offerings on premise. Historically, a lot of customers having business having BW, so it's a very successful product. Also the HANA data warehousing. But then we decided, because we see the customers are going into the cloud, and we believe that the vision of data management and also the future of data management is in the cloud. Because data coming from everywhere, right? Connected everywhere, business are generating everywhere, and we need to have a flexible solution in the cloud. What cloud means? Cloud means that this is a software as a service solution for SAP. So we take care about the updates, etc. So all the administration behind the scene. And we want to offer very easily a solution where you have a new business use case, where you don't need to think about all the different technical things behind the scene. You need to concentrate on the connectivity, on where the data is coming, to provide the project, to bring the right people on board, and then provide a software as a service solution. Software as a service means if you decide to go with Data Warehouse Cloud, you can immediately request a trial at the web page, and then, for example, you can test the software immediately. this is where we are getting more and more, or are very agile, and we use a lot of experience, of course, with SAP Analytics Cloud, where we have over 4,000 customers, and it's the growth cloud analytics application in the world, right? So we use the same people helping each other, because at the end we have an end-to-end portfolio, and we look on the data value chain, everything is connected, and that's why it's a very good thing to bring analytics and data warehousing much more closer together, and the cloud is the perfect fit for that.
So when we talk about Datawarehouse Cloud and SAC, how does SAC interact with the Datawarehouse Cloud? And why is it important to have SAC as a product to interact with Datawarehouse Cloud?
So first, the data warehousing solution, so SAP Data Warehouse Cloud is very flexible and open, right? So customers going into the cloud because they want to have flexibility because they want to analyze end-to-end processes, right? And SAP Analytics Cloud is coming with the power of business intelligence, planning, and predictive in one product. And of course, if we connect to different sources, we need somewhere a semantic layer between the applications. Yeah, we need a hybrid scenario. We need a place where we really can transform the data. And Data Warehouse Cloud, we have this portfolio, but of course, if the customer already have SAC, we would like to connect both worlds together, right? So this is our plan, to use SAP Analytics Cloud standalone, connect to Data Warehouse Cloud to the same tenant, and then to be seamlessly integrated. Today already, we said, hey, if the customer's already starting Data Warehouse Cloud, he would like to analyze his data immediately. So customers, they, for example, don't have experience with Analytics Cloud, they get an embedded Analytics Cloud inside Data Warehouse Cloud. And then they can, for example, do the first dashboards applications already and get a lot of experience. That means they get to immediately a data discovery to like the Explorer embedded inside. They can immediately having the whole story area, which looks the same like in a standalone SAC. And then they can really start to build the application. It's also a good thing for the IT, right? If you have an IT working with Data Warehouse Cloud, they can also analyze already the data model. You have the business where you can already showcase a lot of things, building the prototypes and saying, this is where I want to go. So for both, for IT and for business, it's a great thing. And let me add something very important about Data Warehouse, yeah, because I think we have a lot of questions. But the main goal of Data Warehouse Cloud and the main difference of that in comparison to our on-premise portfolio is that the business and the IT have a shared platform of data. So they can really participate in anything, in analytics and in data preparation. We call also self-service data preparation. Yeah, you have always business users, they are very strong. And you know, Shaili, we know business users, they are very good in macro and Excel, and they do really crazy stuff. Why not open the door for them to be part of the data modeling, yeah, working with data and hand in hand with the IT? And the analytics will be playing a big role. So we don't see this separately. We see it together in one data value chain and saying from the beginning till the end, we need to bring all this discipline. We have the disciplines together.
Yep. One more question that comes to mind, and I've been hearing, well, I've heard that a lot of time, and I try to clear people's minds on that SAP products only work with SAP products. Now here is SAC. If I was to bring some external data into SAC as an environment, is that possible? Yes,
that's possible with SAC. But as I said, we don't. So we have our data connectivity. We have connectivity via our semantic layer universe from Business Object, where you can connect over 200 sources, for example. That's working. So we have customers that really connect SQL database and BW, for example, to SAC. They have marketing data in SQL. They have their finance and controlling data, for example, in BW. It works. But at some time, you need to decide where you do the data modeling, right? The transformation, how much technology you want to add to an analytics solution. That's why we need to always to check, okay, Data Warehouse Cloud is a semantic layer where I can maybe do the data transformation, the data modeling, and there we have connectivity to connect to SAP HANA, for example, and SAP HANA has a huge connectivity to external databases, if it's SQL or others. And of course, we are working with partner together currently where we can connect also more connectivity. And the plan is also to use Data Warehouse Cloud to connectivity, a lot of data, external data connectivity. So that's part of our strategy to be very open. We are using SQL as a standard. And with that, we are totally flexible how to connect and when. Of course, we started at the beginning, the product we started last year. So it's a very young product, but already we started with the headliner program where we asked big customers to participate. That's why we have Velux, for example, a leading company in Denmark. And we have, for example, PwC. They are working with Data Warehouse Cloud, and they really participated at the beginning to give us very early feedback what is missing. So we have a lot of nice programs for customers, customer care programs. If they go with Data Warehouse Cloud, that we are working much more closely together with them. But the time is over where SAP was only connecting to SAP. Especially last year, a lot of analysts recognized with Data Warehouse Cloud and SAC that we are much more open, the data coming from everywhere. So SAC and Data Warehouse Cloud are in the cloud and connecting to, if it's social media or sensors, etc. So we are really adding a lot of effort and development effort to be very open. And let me adding something. So Data Warehouse Cloud is open. That means you can, the strategy is that you can also connect with other tools to Data Warehouse Cloud. Maybe it is a question from your side. I think that's very important. So customers going into the cloud to be flexible, to really remove the isolated data silos. And if you need always another tool for different silo, you can't do data quality checks. You cannot do data transformation checks. You're always asking, are this my right data? So that's why for us it was very important to be open, to give also third-party tools the possibility, because we're using open standard SQL to connect to SAC. Data Warehouse Cloud.
Okay, so when people subscribe for Data Warehouse Cloud, what do they actually get? Is that a suite of products that they get? What is that people subscribe to when they get into Data Warehouse Cloud?
So Data Warehouse Cloud, of course, you can use the 30 days trial version first. There, that's I already talked about that. And if you subscribe Data Warehouse Cloud, it comes with, of course, a price tag with data volume, right? So it's important to know exactly what kind of use cases you have, what kind of resources you want to allocate inside Data Warehouse Cloud. And it comes with an embedded SAC version. Of course, it's not a full SAC version, SAP Analytics Cloud version. It's limited, as I said. So you don't have planning, for example, inside. Yeah. So you get a platform where you can connect to data. Yeah, you get the access, and then you get also SAC embedded into in it. Now that's both one portfolio. It's one product. Data Warehouse Cloud. It's one single product, but which is using the HANA Cloud services and HANA Cloud as a foundation, for example. Then you need to check out, do you have big data? You want to additionally put HANA Cloud in place, which we want to release soon, etc. So there are different steps where you can really look, okay, are we talking about big data? Are we talking about a normal data transformation process? That's different, but it comes in one product and you get an embedded SAC version in it.
Perfect. Sorry, I was just trying to answer some of the questions as they're coming through as well. So, the present, where do you see the market going? Do you see that Data Warehouse Cloud is taking the world by a storm? It's happening everywhere. Is it that there are some people who are trying to learn from it? Where is the market at the moment?
Yeah, so we see that customers ask for Data Warehouse Cloud solution. So customers coming to us and giving a lot of feedback that this piece in our product portfolio is missing. It's missing because you need to have a platform in the cloud where you can collect data. So that's definitely the future. Customers have a cloud first strategy, and that's why we need to have the best in class Data Warehouse Cloud solution in the market. And also, of course, with a strong integration to the SAP landscape, which is not disconnected. So in a lot of scenarios, you see data warehouse solutions are disconnected. So for me, the future is in the cloud, and it's not anymore a price discussion. It's not the main reason why customers going to the cloud. It's really the flexibility to adopt and to have new projects, to connect people much more faster to data than before. And that's why I see the future in data warehousing. We from SAP see the future of data warehousing. What that means for SAP customers. So we're still investing in SAP BW Pharma. It's a great product. I started to finish that as a programmer, as a consultant. I worked many years with BW, but BW is mainly built for IT. So if you want to do something for business, and that's the only solution, so if you want to bring business and IT together, you need to have a data warehouse solution in the cloud. So what can SAP customers do? They can really extend hybrid their current BW4 solution with Data Warehouse Cloud. So it's seamlessly integrated. So there is no really replacing each other or something, the discussions. No, of course, if we look so in some years, and the customers really not dependent on some really SAP structures like hierarchy, so there are a lot of things which are currently not possible with Data Warehouse Cloud. Then he needs to run BW for HANA, which is the right strategy, right? But if you say, okay, I'm having different use cases, different situations. I have a SQL here, I have an Access database, I have a database from in the cloud from some marketing data there, and I have a BW system where I have my S4 data. Then Data Warehouse Cloud is a perfect solution for this use case. That's why we're talking a lot about the hybrid scenarios. That is the thing what we target. But of course, you have also mid-sized and small companies that they don't have a BW in place. And for them, really, that's a very interesting technology piece, which they can really benefit.
Okay, I must say I'm looking at the stats. At the moment, we've got around about 25 people engaged with us. And there are questions coming in as well. But to come back to my question, so how do you see so you travel the globe, you're looking after the entire, you've got a global role. How do you see markets different from one another in this space? So do you think that the Asian markets are different to the European markets, different to the American markets? How does that work?
Yeah, of course, you have the security concerns, right? So the security concerns you have always, right? So, but I see with SAC, which is already all over the world. So we have it in China, we have it in Russia, we have it everywhere. SAC, we learned a lot, and and there are of course different situations in different countries. But I think with our strategy, also with the hyperscalers, where we can really deploy in different we listen to our customers and really providing the flexibility in the deployment of the cloud solution. So there was a lot of different concerns from security point of view, which we have a very good answer, and we learned from that from SAC. And we're also providing security workshops all over the world to showcase in different countries and the different specific security questions, etc. That is, so we have a good offering for different regions, different countries, to provide the answers what they need. But also, of course, we have front runners, right? So you have countries that are very open to go very fast in the European country, where you need to add more discussions around security. Yeah, of course, where are the data leaving? So the nice thing is we have two options. We can, of course, we have a cloud we have Data Warehouse Cloud, where you can really load data into Data Warehouse Cloud, but you can also use the hybrid model where the data are not leaving your data center. And in some countries, really, you have there's no discussion about leaving data from your data center, because they say, I have anyway a travel and expense management solution in the cloud. I have my CRM system in the cloud. So for me, it's a no-brainer, right? So that's very interesting to see. But we are good prepared, and we have also the regular. We know all the different pieces in different regions and countries, and that's the good thing. We learned a lot from SAC, and we see in the Arabic country a huge growth of SAC adoption. Yeah, after we invested a lot also in the whole data center topic. So that was really nice to see. I was at the round table in Dubai where really top customers like Emirates Aluminium, how they're running really the whole business with SAP Digital Boardroom, for example. It's totally in a different. Some customers are really starting in the early stage. Some in the regions, but we see also customers, as I said, they're waiting a little bit till other customers going live, and then looking how are the references, and then they immediately start to adopt.
I've got a very good question around digital boardroom, but before I get there, I would request the audience to please, as you're looking at the interview, please feel free to ask questions to Mo so that we can post in front of him. Okay, Mo, digital boardroom. Digital boardroom, I understand that our leadership in Waldorf uses digital boardroom by themselves.
Yes.
Tell us any organizations you've seen who have used digital boardrooms very effectively, and is becoming talk of the town for their organization and how they're expanding.
Yeah, so Emirates Aluminium, for example, a huge company in Dubai. I saw him several months ago, and they really built a nice storyline for their whole business. Yeah, they looked first on the personas, what KPIs are needed, where are the KPI definition, how I do, which kind of content I will bring together, what is the goal of the dashboard, which is really the value I want to take out from the visualizations. And then they're using that really to steer their business. So it was very nice to see. They looked really on the personas, what kind of personas we have, how they work, etc. So, and the digital boardroom, it's a product which is already several years on the market, and we are the only company which has a technology like that. And because the nice thing is we use that before we even put that in the product at SAP. And then we say, okay, it makes sense to put that in SAP Analytics Cloud, because at the end, management or somebody in the business, he don't care if he starts a simulation on the value driver tree, going into the plan, adjust the plan, do their actions, and then to go again into the dashboard. And this digital boardroom brings really the different content, stories, dashboards together, underlying that with really great features for this kind of really personas experience into one component. And that's why digital boardroom will be playing a much more important role. So currently my team is defining a new roadmap. So we are looking on customers that are using digital boardroom. We are using Qualtrics, for example. Qualtrics company, we are looking for experience data to getting really experience from customers. They can really, we are getting really nice features out of it, feedback out of it. And then we are looking how customers in detail using digital boardroom to extend that. Yeah, because digital boardroom, as you know, is a very specific use case, but it's a use case which is there, and we're using that. And for example, customers like Airbus are also using SAP Analytics Cloud very successfully. So that's some customers which I can mention, and the journey is still ongoing.
Yeah, I can understand. Any funny incidents that you remember when you were talking to any CIO or a CFO about digital boardroom or SSE or Datawarehouse Cloud, and you thought, they're missing the point? Anything you want to share with the audience?
Yeah, I think the interesting part is always if you have a IT, for example, which maybe working with of course BW for HANA or other stuff, and then a CFO is coming to Waldorf and see all this kind of great visualization, great technology, and then coming back to the IT and saying, I want to have this immediately. And then you get the calls from the IT and saying, hey Mo, how you can help us? We need to bring the right people on board. We need the consultants and stuff. And so that's happening a lot, where delegation also coming to Waldorf, getting an update about innovation. And it's always very nice to see how quick the customers can accelerate to build nice things, right? Of course, the requirement coming from the management. And yeah, so that's something very, very, very nice. But I really enjoyed to work with the different people in different countries and with the customer, because you get always very funny, exciting situations. And yeah, so I enjoyed, for example, to be in India at TechEd, where I really saw a lot of people, and then coming to me and saying, "Hey Mo, do you know me? 10 years ago, I saw you on a project together in Saudi Arabia." And I said, "Oh my, wow, what are you doing here?" You know, and then I saw somebody from Saudi Arabia in Karachi, which is really on the border in Saudi Arabia, border to Kuwait. And he was sitting in my session, and we worked together 10 years ago. That's very nice to see. And I was always, you know, you see them in the first row, and then he's talking to you, and then you say, "I know this guy." And then after the session, he comes to me, and yeah, that's very nice. And I really enjoy to do it, to work on my job. So for me, it's really great every day.
Okay, so what challenges do you see where it is hard for people to progress in the data warehouse cloud space? So one thing that comes to mind is I don't want my data to be in a different country. I want data to be in my own space. That could be one of the reasons. But what are the key challenges that you see in the marketplace?
I think the challenges are sometimes the mindset. I think everybody wants to be innovative, every company, and it needs somebody who say, "Okay, I wanted the guy who's now in the driver's seat, and I want to push that topic because I believe that's the right thing." And as we know, SAP is very successful in the market, and that's sometimes you have always concerns about it, but then you need to bring the right SAP people on board. We have great partners. We have great people from Center of Excellence, their job is to support you and to help you to go with this journey. Because at the end, it's a win-win situation for everybody. You show the business something really new, adding value, getting data much more accessible for different people. And then you use great new technologies and reduce your work, right? And everybody want to do more greater things to ours instead of uploading data and have disconnected systems everywhere where you need only always to make a data load, which is as I said, you can't do really end-to-end analysis. So I think one recommendation is really to reach to the account executives, asking for pre-sales support for data warehousing cloud, try to understand the concept, getting a trial version on the web page. So SAP HANA Cloud Services.com giving a huge material of videos, tutorials, etc. Participating the TechEds, for example, or partner events, and get really the news information. But using SAP Contact, going online with all the resources, I think this is a perfect match to get all the information you needed. And especially in the cloud, we see we are much more focusing on communities, and exactly like we were doing now, right, Shiny? So that's a great thing to provide in 30 minutes some information to the audience. And and if you need, you can always reach out to me. I have my people, and I will connect you with the right resources, because I believe that we are really doing great things, and I'm totally passionate to support you on that journey.
So we've got more than 50 people now watching us. I would request all of you to please get your questions going. I'll come back to your questions very soon, one by one, but it is happening at the moment, Mo. We've got 50 people watching us. Okay. The future. You talked about that most of the organizations are getting towards data warehouse cloud, and that's where the future is. Anything in specific you want to point out there, so that that comes to mind, that these are the changes that will happen in the coming days that will help us drive the data warehouse cloud to large organizations around the world?
Yeah, of course. So, of course, we are focusing on hybrid scenarios. Yeah. So, for example, the company Porsche, they showed on an event last year how they bring SAP and non-SAP data together, right? So we are much more focusing on these hybrid scenarios. And also we are investing a lot in industry content, for example, predefined content to really accelerate the adoption in data warehouse cloud. And of course, we have already embedded SAC, but we want to do much more on that. So for example, Analytics Designer, as you know, it's not part of SAC currently embedded in Datawarehouse Cloud. That's some plans which we have. We want to add much more functionality, the self-service data preparation capabilities, or agile data preparation, as you know, is the name of that. And the interesting thing is that we want to bring a data hub also to Datawarehouse Cloud. So we want to embed data hub where, you know, for big data, for streaming, you have the data pipelines, and then we will bring that to Datawarehouse Cloud, because at the end it comes everything together, right? You have big data, HANA Cloud, you have, for example, data hub, data intelligence, etc. You need to integrate that, because to see the different pipeline, that's what we want to integrate this here. But also we want to add a lot of functionality in the modeling and transformation. And as there's one concept, for example, which I didn't describe because we don't have so much time, but in Datawarehouse Cloud, we use the concept of spaces. And spaces is something regarding to the semantic layer that you say, I have a space or a project like marketing, I can add people to that, I can data model to that, and then people can work on that space, it's called. So we want to extend that space much more with new functionality, because we'll get great feedback from the Headliner program already, where we started at the early stage. In this concept, we will be evolving this year extremely. And because that kind of terms or definitions is that what the business like. They would like to be part of different spaces, sharing resources, sharing data, and looking for different data models, etc. And then they can really use a virtual, it's a virtual model, and that's something which you are really focusing also on, because we got very good feedback, as I said.
Okay, the final question before we get public questions. Any exciting use case that you think you would like to share with the audience?
Yeah, for example, we have customers, they're using, of course, marketing data from in the web, right? So they're having marketing data in their cloud application. So we have a customer, they're using marketing and sales data, which they embed to data warehouse, connect to data warehouse cloud. We bring them together with data from S4HANA via BW for HANA together, and then we build a lot of nice dashboards out of it. So this kind of use cases, there are a lot, but also we have customers, they're using data warehouse cloud, for example, adding weather data to data warehouse cloud, weather data, combine that from externally, adding operational data, plus, for example, experience data. Yeah, so weather data, looking how my product will, what is the situation, and then to make some predictions from the backend. So they're using predictive in the backend, loading that to data warehouse cloud, combine that with weather data, and then they know what kind is the recommendation or the forecast for the next period. So you see totally different use cases where you have SAP data, non-SAP data, which come from different sources, but at the end, data warehouse cloud is the platform where you can bring everything together. And of course, that's half year the product. We see a lot of the use cases coming, but I can provide for all people here on the call, if they have interesting use cases and try to understand if this is possible or not, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to support you and connect you to looking into it. But because at the end, the use case needs to be there. What is the business value, and then out of it, then we can build a nice use case together. Perfect.
Before I start with the questions, Mo, we've got a message from Mike Flanagan. Hi, Mike. He's saying,
Mike.
Okay, so let me jump onto the questions. I will go one from LinkedIn, one from Twitter, and then I go back to LinkedIn. So there are 3 questions I'll take. The first question is from Dayal Roy, and he's asking, are Data Warehouse Cloud and SSC the same thing?
Oh, if SSC and that, is it the same thing?
They say he's asking if SSC and Data Warehouse Cloud are the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing. Yeah. So Data Warehouse Cloud, it's a solution for data management, right? So you're really having a solution where you really can bring your data in one place, transform the data, and then make it accessible for analytics. So you can, as I said, you can also access analytics from everywhere to Data Warehouse Cloud. And SAP Analytics Cloud is a solution for BI planning and predictive, which works standalone and embedded, right? So of course you have an embedded solution in Datawarehouse Cloud, as I said, but not the full functionality. So that are two things, because we have customers, for example, they're using SAP Analytics Cloud to connect directly to S4HANA, right? So there is not even a data warehouse in the middle, because they're using operational reports, live reporting. Or there you have SAP Analytics Cloud for customers, they're connecting only to travel and expense management like SAP Concur. So you need always to have the flexibility to split both worlds, but we believe that also providing at the beginning the embedded version into SAC, into Data Warehouse Cloud is the right thing. And as you see, we are doing that a lot, right? We are embedding SAC, for example, also in S4HANA Cloud and C4HANA, etc. So you see it everywhere. And it's everywhere the same strategy that we want to bring different pieces together, which where makes sense. But we give still the full flexibility to run a standalone version.
Okay, next question. Next question is from Twitter, and it's on your screen. It says, in case of a company wants to move to the cloud, do you offer a tool that manages the migration? It's from @SAMOTG2, and I can't see the name, so that's a
So first, as I said, we concentrate on hybrid scenarios. So we have a lot of connectivity which can bring data from HANA and BW, and we use the SQL standard really, where you can really look on the data models, etc., and reuse them into Data Warehouse Cloud. We are concerning accelerators, so this is what we are looking for. But today we are really positioning the hybrid scenarios much more than building a immigration tool which puts other system, because Data Warehouse Cloud, it's different. It's different than a classical data warehouse, and because we have here a lot of business functionality like business catalog, semantic layer, etc. in it, and that's why you cannot migrate an external system. You can reuse a lot of SQL, etc. standards. So we have an area where IT can really do deep technical stuff, but we have the other half of the solution where really it's focused on business, where no data warehouse solution is providing these capabilities. So yes, we have some options. We need to look into the details, but we don't build now migration tools to all external data warehouse systems. That's currently not the plan, as my knowledge.
Okay, I'll go back to LinkedIn, and there's a question from Navid Usmani, who is Senior SAP BO Consultant at Birlasoft, and he wants to know, SAP is offering cloud-hosted HANA and BW, or it's the same for relational database hosting on cloud. How this migration will be done, whether SAP will migrate database or customer will have to do themselves.
Yeah, we're providing it. It depends, right? If you go from an HANA on-premise system to HANA Cloud, which we'll release soon, we offer different techniques and options, and then we definitely having scenario where you can reuse a lot of things, right? But I can take this question also offline, and I'm happy to answer that much more in detail offline, Shadi.
Okay, so Navid, you can reach out to Mo and get that question directly. But Mo, what you will have is you will have comments in the stream. You can answer them directly if you want to, and that will also give exposure to all the other people who can actually who want that answer as well. There's another question.
So every time I'm on LinkedIn, very active. I learned that from you, Shaili. So please write me messages directly there, and I try to explain. But also I'm also open to share my email, and then you can also reach out to me.
You will get that in the comment section. You've got that question. You can answer it there itself in the video.
Nice. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Another question from Navid himself. He says, can we take SSE? Can we say that SSE is going to replace Web Intelligence Analysis Office, which are mostly used for reporting against SAP system?
Oh, that's a very nice question. One of my favorite topics. So when I started SAC product management, the first thing what I said to my teams are, we want to bring reporting to SAC. What does reporting means? Because I know the power of, for example, Web Intelligence. Makes sense to bring all the features to SAC? No, we are looking for features which is heavily used, and where we think there's a use case. Because also today, the people looking for self-service, for search, for augmented BI, they're looking really on digital boardroom, bringing planning and predictive together. So a lot of this use, but still we have the use case where we need to have sections, paging, working much more deeper with the table, etc. in SAC. So we want to bring functionality from reporting or from our on-premise world to SAC, but we are really looking in detail what are the first steps. Until Sapphire, the plan is to show some of these innovations, that's the plan, and to really provide simple reporting capabilities in SAC already this year. So that's very nice because customers really using on-premise, they can really start to SAC, but we give a bridge additionally. What is the bridge? The bridge is, for me, we already can connect with SAP Analytics Cloud to universes, to the semantic layer on-premise. We have thousands of customers, they're having universe in place where you connect, where you have different connectivity to SAP, non-SAP. We have a lot of companies connecting to Microsoft SQL Server with universes and using that in Webby. Then we can connect with SAC to the sources. So can we use really hybrid, the universe layer, the semantic layer, to build reports with SAC. And then of course it's good if we have the some of the reporting capabilities. Additionally on that, we want to bring also some accelerators to the market. What does mean? So customer, they're using web intelligence, they connect with SAC to web intelligence, for example, and can reuse the logic and data inside. So that's very important because you have you can reuse your investment, right? And the other side, you can already using the new technology and starting really to build new dashboard with SAP Analytics Cloud, because maybe you have other business department like at Porsche, they're using that for dealer for car dealer reporting, and we have other there are still maybe on premise, and now you have the perfect bridge to bring both things together. Analysis Office, it's a product also heavily used. So every SAP customer may be using Analysis for Office. It's a great product on premise, but we believe that also the Office integration, the future is one option, the cloud. Yep. What I mean with that is that we have a beta program currently running, and the term or the code name, it's called Ocean, is to bring Office 365 with SAC together. So you can use an Office 365 already, the SAC integration to connect to SAC data with the Office Cloud offering. This is very nice because I can also download, and work with it. And as you know, Analysis for Office from the IT perspective, you need also roll out that to every client, patching, update, so all the things takes a lot of time and cost for the IT. That's why we believe also here that this is a great asset for the companies to provide a solution in the cloud. Additionally on that, Analysis Office can be also saved on the SAC platform. For example, customers, they want only use SAC and Analysis for Office, and they don't want to run a business object server. Also, that is possible.
Okay. You mentioned universe, you said it, and there is a question on that, and I'll just finish off with that question. It says, if SAP BO is fully hosted on Azure or AWS, then will SAC be able to access universe available on Azure or AWS Cloud?
I don't got the question, and I didn't understand the question in detail, but wherever SAC is deployed, if it's on Azure, if it's on AWS, or even in our own data center, you can connect to all universes. So it's no matter, because we are using here the live connectivity, so the data will not leaving your data center. So we have the universe layer in the backend, and the business objects platform with the whole services will help us to building the bridge to SAC. And that's not a question of the on which platform we are deploying that.
Perfect. Mo, I'm so glad you were on the show. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this forum. Really awesome. Thank you very much.
I must say one thing, that it is 6 a.m. in Germany, and the man woke up early in the morning to come to the office to actually be there. So thank you very much, Mo, and I really appreciate your time and that too early morning, 6 o'clock. Mate, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I wish you a good day and all the people online. Thank you very much.
Thanks. So that was Mo. Next week, I think we will focus on another aspect of SSE or SAP Analytics Cloud, that is UX and UI. So I will get one of the senior leaders who actually drives UX UI for SSE next week. So thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next week, Tuesday, Wednesday. Look forward to see you then. Bye now.